Welcome back to Film Forever I Love Movies. I'm Will, and right now I'm going to be talking to you about The Frozen Ground.
When are you going to admit there's somebody taking these girls?
It's not a first time. He's done it before. He'll do it again.
I can't get these off.
8 girls in the last 2 years. There's not one lead except her. Cindy Paulson. She got away. Why don't you just start at the beginning?
He brought me to his place. He called it his den. It was more of a dungeon.
Frozen Ground came out 2013. Star-studded cast: John Cusack, Nicolas Cage, Vanessa Hudgens, 50 Cent. Yes, 50 Cent is in this movie. Plus, yeah, a lot of other names, recognizable faces, movies. What this movie is about, a true story actually, so you can even look up the actual case. It's about this Alaska cop, this trooper who actually, I guess you could say, partners up or teams up with one of the victims that escaped from the serial killer. Serial killer is played by John Cusack. Vanessa Hudgens actually got away, and she was like a prostitute or whatever. She ends up getting away. She goes to the police departments. Many cops are trying to get her story out there, but of course, for the most part, they're not trying to hear no prostitute or whatnot. A lot of people from outside looking in, they might, oh, she probably making this up, or she brought this on herself. They just not taking it seriously. And really, this is like a known serial killer that got multiple bodies under his belt, and smart, very intelligent too. John Cusack played this role really well. But it so happened this case ends up getting, the trooper is played by Nicolas Cage. He's about to retire in a couple weeks. Somehow it finds its way on his desk because maybe there's a murder happened in his part of town. So he so happened to just, which is good. I'm glad he caught that case. It's a true story. Then it probably would never got solved. So Nicolas Cage played this role well. The cop, the name was Sergeant Jack Halcombe. Hope I said that right. Yeah, so he's like the type of cop, doesn't cut any corners, is on it, is not going to sleep till the job is done. 50 Cent actually played a pimp in this movie, and he got into that role like even visually. I didn't even know it was 50 when I was like, oh, that's 50 Cent. He had like this long hair, his face look like 50 already got, he can get that little scary look. He make his little eyebrow, little wrinkles in his head right here. But I don't know how they made him look dead. He like a dead pimp. Like I don't know, like Pimp Skeletor. Like he played that role too. Like he was talking fast. He wasn't like all gangstered out or anything like that. So I kind of enjoyed him in this role. It was different. I haven't seen him in nothing like this before. So yeah, and John Cusack is, John Cusack been doing this for a while. He's in another show which I will begin to talk about. This series is on Amazon, called Utopia. So if you guys haven't checked that out or heard of it, go check that out. Crazy. I am going to be covering that in the other videos. You'll see that John Cusack's main character on there, one of the main characters. Yeah, so John Cusack is like the serial killer. I guess this is a true story. Outside looking in, family man, has the wife, the kids, the everything, but he like to go get these prostitutes and torture them, whatever. It didn't kill him. Like he's thinking smart, head of the game. Fly their bodies like miles away. In Alaska, you just get dropped somewhere and snow come, they'll never find you, or maybe they will, or if a polar bear don't get to you before there are some wolves or something. But serial killers like to keep little trinkets and things about. It's like a sport to them a little bit. If there was even parts where like he'll make you think you're gonna get away, he'll bring you way out to the woods. Fly you out there in his little plane. All right, go ahead, let you run, think you're gonna get out of it, then K you down. That's just one of the ways, And I ain't really telling the story. It's a true story. You can look it up. So I just enjoyed this movie. Like, I don't even remember hearing about it. I don't know. A movie of this caliber, like, I would have heard about this. But it was 2013, like 7 years ago. But this is definitely a movie you have to, check out, enjoy, have no distractions around. And thank God for that pause button and rewind if you missed something. I enjoy Vanessa Hudgens. Vanessa Hudgens did her thing in this role. She wasn't just like the pretty face in here. She was a worn in and down prostitute, stripper, a very emotional, desperate, because people wasn't hearing her, scared if she was to come out and speak on it. So her main thing was, that's why I can say she teamed up with Nicolas Cage, and he was, thank God, took her serious and took her in, because he has a family, a heart for kids, not on no nasty stuff, because she's like, could be his daughter. And he had the whole, when you think about it, he's married. At one point, he brings her to his house, like she needs somewhere to be. I keep her, and his wife was like, "What are you bringing to this whole at? Really, But so like, I don't know. You kind of could feel all aspects of it. I really enjoyed Vanessa Hudgens and all these characters. But one part of Vanessa Hudgens, I wasn't really. It was uncomfortable, not because it's kind of what it goes with the movie, but it's like. They probably should have wrote something else for you to say in the role. It was one point, I think they were in a restaurant. It was Vanessa Hudgens and Nicolas Cage. And Nicolas Cage was like asking her, like, where's your family? He's trying to, like, who do you have anyone? Your mom, da 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 da. And she was talking like, yeah, like, I'm gonna come home with, this is my nigger, my boyfriend, or like my nigga. It was just so awkwardly said. I felt like she was uncomfortable saying it. So you gotta be a professional in those roles, because you made me feel weird, like not like on some break. It was just weird. Once you had to say that part, it was just felt like it wasn't supposed to come out your mouth, or like you said the wrong line. It was just weird. I don't know if this happens to get to your ears, which I doubt it, or you never know. Like, did you feel weird saying that part? I don't know. She was like my nigger boyfriend. I felt like they kept saying cut on that part, do it again, and they just had to work with what they had. That's the part that, I don't know, that's weird, that stands out to me. I was like, that's weird. But yeah, Vanessa Hudgens, she even like visually got into this role. Like, I didn't even realize that was her. I knew her name was in it. I was like, that's Vanessa Hudgens, because I'm so used to her being like done up and. The glamour with the makeup and the hair and everything and the smile. But I'm glad they took all that away. Took it away. I mean, she's still that inside, but I'm saying, like, I think they had to. I wonder what she did to prepare for this role. Like, did she go and hang out at like certain strip clubs or see, like, I don't know, go to Figaro or whatever, LA, see the prostitutes and everything. I don't know. But she definitely did her thing, and I give her props for that. Except that one little, I don't know what that was. But yeah, and props to everyone in this movie. Like, I'm mad at myself that I didn't watch this years ago, but I'm happy that I watched it right now, and I can tell you all about it. The Frozen Ground, like I said, this is a true story. You can look at the end. They show a lot of the survivor, or not survivors. People who still missing or missing. Of course, they showed some people they had to put their names because certain bodies wasn't found. So it's weird. I don't know how they did that. How did they put certain bodies on that serial killer if they never found him? Because a lot of bodies weren't found. I mean, it was a lot. I don't know. It's probably over 50, over 60. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed this movie. This is on Netflix. Even if you see The Frozen Ground, put it on, your watch list or whatever, and watch this movie. Have no interruptions. I'm Will. Film forever. I love movies. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all the above. I'm out.